Hello Bujo Center listeners and welcome back to another video. Grab your supplies and let's get started on this Stranger Things inspired bullet journaling spread. Are you a Stranger Things fan? Comment below your favorite character in the series. Mine is definitely Robin. Today you'll need a pencil, an eraser, a fine tip marker, and colorful markers. Let's get started. Do you remember the alphabet Christmas light wall in the first season? That's what I'm going for here. I've got all my supplies ready. Do you? To begin, we will be using a fine tip marker. You may notice that I've already sketched up my design. You can also start with a pencil and go over it with your fine tip marker to ensure you don't make any mistakes or just wing it and get straight to using the fine tip marker. Here's the colors I went with, one for each color of the lights in the show. I'm going to start with a fine tip marker. I have one dual tip marker with a fine tip and one regular fine tip, which is a Sharpie. I'm going to use the Sharpie one. For the first step, you'll want to draw a wire for the lights. Draw this wire in 3 sections. It might be helpful to pull up a picture from the show. Or you could follow the motion I made with my finger. Whatever works best for you. To create the wire, you'll start with an imperfect line. Think of what it looks like to hang lights for Christmas. While you draw the line, add small loops here and there like this. I'll stop midway through to make sure we are all on the same page. Don't worry, just start with the first part of your wire. Okay, I'll stop here and go over what we've done. You can see the loops I added here, here, and here. Continue that same look onto the second row of lights, creating a few more loops along the way. You can see how it looks similar to that first row. Now loop down and around to that last row of wire for the Christmas lights. Make sure you leave room to write in between these rows. Once you have that last row of wires, you're done. We can move on to the next step, which is writing in the alphabet. And there you go. A wire ready for lights to be hung on it. Don't worry, we'll get to that part eventually, but first, let's write in our letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H all go on the first row. Row 2 will have I through Q, and the last row will be R through Z. Make sure to give them space as well. Once you're done with the first row, it should look something like this. Now we can move on to the next set of letters. Remember, the second row is I through Q. Your second row is done, and I'm sure you can guess what's next. The third row, of course, R through Z. Okay, there we have it. The whole alphabet is on our page, and we can move on to the next step in this process. We can finally put the lights on the wire and make Christmas lights. Isn't that exciting? You'll want to make one light for each letter. With 26 letters, you'll have 26 lights. Start by drawing the bottom of the light and make sure it's with the letter it goes with. Then the bulb of the light, and you have your Christmas light for the letter A. Just like this. Now you can do this for the rest of the lights, making sure you can tell what letter they go with. Too much about the look of them. No need to be perfect, just as long as they look like lights. Now that the first row is complete, start on the next one. You can change the direction and draw them down like I am, or keep them upward. It doesn't really matter as long as each letter has a light. I'm going to speed this process up for the sake of the video, but feel free to pause here until you are ready for the next step. All right, all the lights are on my wire, and we now have Christmas lights. From here, you can take many steps depending on what you want to do. I'm using this as my tattoo savings tracker, but you could make this anything. Maybe even a mood tracker. And yes, you'll notice I spelt tattoo wrong. I just noticed it while editing. I promise I'll fix it. You won't even know it happened by the end. So since this will be a tattoo tracker, I'm going to write the amount of money I've saved up under each letter and go by $20 each time. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and so on. If you wanted to make this a mood tracker or anxiety tracker, just number the letter for each day and write a key down below to know what each color means. If you're interested in how to make one of those, check out my mood tracker videos. Let's speed this up again! So now that we have the tracker made, you can start filling it in. I picked these colors because they go with the colors in the show. If you were to make a mood tracker, you could add the key here at the bottom and mark each color to a mood. Or leave the numbering out of it and make it a cover page for the month you associate Stranger Things with. And there we go! I've started using my savings tracker, making sure to use all the colors of the Christmas lights. If you followed along, tag me on socials. I'd love to see what you guys came up with. Thanks for watching. Hit the follow button and come back for more Bujo tutorials.